Mark and Paulette. Obviously, this is not Paulette. Paulette is behind the camera this time. This is Jeff. Some of you will recognize him from an interview video we did probably a little more than a year ago when we visited him in his hometown,
Little Rock, Arkansas.
Little Rock, Arkansas. But Jeff is here in San Luis Potosi, checking out the town, looking at possible places to live.
Yes.
This is his first time here. But Jeff, you've been to Mexico quite a few times.
Maybe 30 times, thereabout, yeah.
And why don't you tell the audience about where you've been?
We've been to both coasts. We spent a lot of time on the coasts. Bucerias, Nueva Vallarta, Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Puerto Morales. We've been to Acamal about 10 times. And right before the pandemic, we visited Oaxaca City, liked it very, very much. And now we're visiting San Luis Potosi, looking for a retirement location that happens in 3 years and 1 month. Can you believe that?
There you go.
We can't wait. We can't wait.
He's got it all mapped out. He's pretty excited. He thought it was going to be 4 years.
Down to the day. Yes, we thought it was going to be 4 years and did a little math on the retirement account, and it's really just 3 years. November the 1st is when it will get to happen. So.
Why don't you tell us your first thoughts of San Luis, being as if this is your first time here?
It's very comfortable here. First of all, the weather is nice. It's sweater weather in the mornings and the evenings, nice and warm during the day. That's the first thing you'll notice. The next thing is the really, really nice people. We met from Uber drivers to cab drivers to wait staff, our Airbnb host. Everybody's just so super nice. That, you know, and the street dogs, they're fantastic. The best street dogs I've encountered. So,
yeah, hello right now.
Yes, we've stayed. We're staying in a bed and breakfast here in Centro downtown, and other than the fireworks announcing that it's time to go to mass, it's been very quiet. Everyone's polite, so nice. Great laid out city. This downtown area, I didn't realize, but it's a fully functioning downtown area with people out and about taking care of business all day, even on a Tuesday. You know, I thought it was just busy on the weekends. No, it's a great place. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty lively on the weekdays too.
Yeah.
It's really a beautiful city, and that's, you know, just one of the many reasons why Paulette and I chose it. Compare it to, say, some of the other places you've been.
Well, the best comparison is weather. The weather here is so fantastic compared to the places along the coast or Merida that are hot and humid most of the year. We're from Arkansas in the Delta that is known for heat and humidity. We want to escape that. So we want to come someplace like this. This is what our number one comparison is to other places that we might retire to. We liked Oaxaca very much, but I think it's kind of off of our list a little bit, especially after being here and experiencing a much more welcoming atmosphere.
Yeah. Absolutely.
A much more welcoming atmosphere. We had a medical emergency while we were here. My wife's CPAP quit working, and so we found a medical supply place and made it over there and purchased a new CPAP machine, and so that she can sleep and rest nice. And so everyone we were involved with was just fantastic and super nice to deal with. And so San Luis Potosi is definitely a place that when retirement time comes, at a minimum, we're going to come back and spend a month or two to try it on for a longer period of time.
Right.
Most definitely.
It's different when you're visiting a place for a few days or a week versus visiting for a month or 2 or 6 months or something like that. It's, you know, you're here for the different reasons. You're here in Mexico to stay. You're not here for a week, but then packing up to go back home because you have to go back to work.
Yes, you had to remind me of that.
Sorry.
We've got it. And I know you don't. So.
Says the retired guy.
Yes. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
But we're here to get the feel, just to get a quick feel. How does it feel to be here, to walk around and interact with folks? And it feels fantastic.
Yeah.
It's really great. I didn't expect to like San Luis Potosi quite as much as I actually do.
Yeah.
I was thinking some other places were gonna be tops, but the weather, the people, I speak about 5% Spanish. I would say I'm 5% fluent, and I've had a great time with the wait staff and taxi drivers and Uber drivers, etc. If they're 5% fluent in English and I'm 5% fluent in Spanish, we have a great conversation and we know what each other is saying, and it's fantastic. So
when that fails, there's also body sign language.
yes, we took. I got to tell you real quick about our cab ride. We were a few blocks away today, and it was time to go to. We want to go to the Leonora Carrington Museum, and I couldn't say it right in Spanish, and so we waved down a cab driver, and we got in, and he spoke no English whatsoever, and I couldn't remember how to phrase where it was we wanted to go, so I just said sur, which is south in Spanish, and off he went. And when he came to an intersection, he would look in the rearview mirror, and I would point left, right, or go straight, and he did, all the way across town, all the way over to the Leonora Carrington Museum. That's how easy it is to get along with folks here in San Luis Potosi. That's a good example.
Now, Jeff, before settling on Mexico as a place to retire to, did you consider any other countries?
No other countries, no. We never really considered that. We want to retire. We're going to retire a little bit early, and so we need an affordable place, of course. But we talked about Costa Rica, we talked about Colombia, but that's really all we did for a few days. We never gave it any thought. I never really did much research, because for the past 30 years we've been coming to Mexico on a regular basis.
Right.
And once we learned that there are these wonderful weather locations in the Central Highlands, well, we're just not interested in any place else.
Yeah. Weather, I have to say, is fantastic here.
It is.
Year round. I mean, it gets, the highs probably in the mid to high 80s, lows probably somewhere in the high 40s.
Yeah, that's in the summertime too.
Yeah.
And in the wintertime, we're talking 70s for the highs and maybe low 40s for the lows.
Yeah.
In this area. But where I'm from in Little Rock, it might have the worst weather in the United States. If you look at year round, very, very hot and humid in the summer, and very cold and rainy and wet, dreary in the wintertime. So we're looking to escape that, and this is, I think, a perfect area to do that. And tomorrow we're going to Aguas Calientes to check it out for a few days, and hopefully have a good time there.
We actually did a video on Aguas Calientes too, and I'll put a link to it up there. Something, the camera's opposite of what the viewer sees on TV.
And don't adjust your screens. He really is 9 foot 4 inches tall.
Yeah.
Jeff, I have a question for you though.
Okay.
Compared to the other places that you have visited in Mexico that are more of a touristy area, more expats and things like that, heavily visited, where San Luis Potosi is more off the radar, I think. What's your feeling about living in a place that's more off the radar versus not so many expats, not such a touristy area?
Well, financially is the first thing that comes to mind. The touristy areas are more expensive, and I would not my dollar will not stretch as far in the touristy locations. There are some other things that come with touristy locations that, the infrastructure is there for the tourism section, and it's not necessarily geared toward someone like me that's looking to retire there. Restaurants and things, it may be easier to assimilate in at the beginning with things like menus in English, signs in English and whatnot, but then you're handicapped about learning Spanish more and getting into conversing and getting to know the culture a little better. I'm not going to say that there's no culture in touristy locations, but what I mean is this is real Mexico culture here. This isn't something that's manufactured to draw in a tourist dollar to the location. This is real and authentic, and the people that I've met and interacted with are real, authentic, kind people. That's the difference that I've noticed mainly.
I would agree with that 100%. It's just, just different here. Culture's a little bit different.
It's laid back, easy. I have had wonderful interactions with people getting the things done that I needed to do.
Yeah.
No, it's been no stress. So that's what I like. And I keep saying the weather because it's great here.
Right. And that's the thing when you're talking to someone who's a Mexican, whether it's asking directions or something like that, they don't just walk away from you. They will help you try to figure out.
Yes, they
what
will
it
walk
is.
with you to make sure you get to the right door.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a real world example right there. And the food, okay. I had heard that Oaxaca had good food, and I believed that when I got there because it was really good food. I didn't really understand the depth and the wonderfulness of something as simple as enchiladas potosinas or the Oaxaca dishes that we've had. The food and cuisine here is fantastic. It is not like Oaxaca. It's not like the other places in Mexico that we've been. It is delicious, and it suits us very, very well.
And that's not food everywhere in Mexico is delicious, but every state has its own sort of flavor.
It does.
To take on.
It does, and that is no. I just wanted to let everybody know that is true here as well. That there's wonderful flavors and localness to the food here. We like it very much.
Right.
So you think there'll be a second trip?
Absolutely, 100%, without a doubt. Within the next year or so, we'll definitely come back for a full week or two and hang out and
Try it on for a little longer.
try it on for a longer
Yeah.
time. Because when January the 1st, 2024 comes, I'm sorry, November the 1st, 2024. We're in the Subaru headed south. That's what's happening.
Right.
And so we need a place to go. And this San Luis Potosi, there's no reason for it to not be at the very top of the list when that time comes.
All right. So I think that's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
For tonight.
And so, mwah.
What he did. Stole Paulette's thunder there.